love that intro. So hey everyone, and welcome to my second annual Halloween special. There were quite a few games for the CPC that had a spooky and horror-based theme, and I think I picked a game that perfectly captures the mood of Halloween. Halloween 3, in fact, which is one of my favourite horror movies. First, today's game is a sequel that has nothing to do with its source material. Second, it has a kick-ass theme tune that will stick in your head until the day you die. Thirdly, and perhaps most importantly, it doesn't involve Michael Myers. Today, we're going to learn all about Hydrofool. Now, Hydrofool billed itself as the sequel to Suivo's World, but beyond a few gameplay similarities, the only reason they can call it a sequel is because you control a modified Suivo unit. It's a sequel in the same way that Super Mario Bros. 2 is a sequel to Super Mario Bros. 1. It kinda is, but not really. And don't tell me about the whole Dream Factory Doki Doki Panic thing neither. I get it, okay? In this outing, Suivo is not in an alien slot machine of doom, but in an alien aquarium of doom. The aquarium, rather unforebodingly named Death Bowl, is filled with highly polluted water, and it's up to Suivo to drain this water so the owners can clean the aquarium and start again. In order to drain Death Bowl, Suivo must pull out several plugs that are stuck in the floor. Now, the perilous process of pulling the pesky plugs presents the player with a particularly perplexing plethora of problems. In fact, it's harder to do than that sentence was to say. There are 4 plugs, one on each floor within the aquarium, and each plug has 4 locks. Perhaps unsurprisingly, each lock can only be opened by a specific item, such as a shell, a bone, or a globe. Only when you've opened all 4 locks can you successfully pull the plug. And to complicate matters further, you have to pull the plugs in the right order if you want to win. If you pull the level 2 plug before the level 1 plug, then you won't be able to get back to level 1 and it'll be game over. And as if that wasn't enough, it seems that nature is trying to kill you. Yeah, apparently nobody thought it'd be a worthwhile endeavour to try and get the wildlife out of the tank before sending somebody in to destroy their habitat, so you've got all manner of deadly wildlife trying to stop you in your tracks. In fact, Death Bowl's denizens are so intent on killing you, they don't even conform to follow some of the basic rules of low-level villainy. That's right folks, these guys follow you from one room to another. And this can be an incredible pain in the ass, especially if something deadly follows you into an assault course room where you need to give your full attention to completing the problem and can't afford to dodge. Still, it's not all bad, and just like in Suivo's World, you can defeat the enemies, you just need the right tool for the job. Thankfully, it's a lot easier to work out the combinations this time around. For example, the jellyfish have to be hit with the spoon, seahorses have to be hit with horseshoes, and you have to harpoon the baby whales, which is another shining example of the wonderful morals the Amstrad crowd were taught as children. Hydrofool is not just a carbon copy of its predecessor. For example, this game only gives you 1 life, not 5. But to make up for this, it gives you an impressive health bar, which is used to denote how rusty our friend Suivo has become. Touching enemies drains your health, and because you're underwater, your health slowly deteriorates on its own. When I put it like that, it all seems pretty bleak, but you're not on your own. Some benevolent force has scattered oil cans around Death Bowl, which will restore all of your health when you pick one up. There are 42 cans in all. Clearly the game's creators were Hitchhiker's fans. Also, somebody has scattered a bunch of gnomes around the map that serve no purpose other than to boost your percentage completion rating. Yes folks, the brownies are still there, still sitting in quiet contemplation of things past. Now, I mentioned the music in the intro. Hydrofool has one of my absolute favourite soundtracks from the 8-bit world. As with Defenders of the Earth, I'm going to upload it in a coming video, so we can all listen to it and share in the wonderment. And it will get stuck in your head, mark my words. Not as much as the Silver Shamrock jingle, perhaps, but it'll get in there, and it'll refuse to leave, and I choose to see this as a good thing. Given that you can complete this game, unlike the prequel, Hydrofool is a game which is perfect for map-making fetishists. In Suivo's World, you could just wander around aimlessly and enjoy it, because you had nothing better to do. But since there's a plot, and a means of winning Hydrofool, you have to know where you're going, and what order you have to use certain items in, and that requires an element of planning. And it's because of this that I actually recommend Hydrofool. much more than I would recommend Suivo's World, in fact. It'll require some practice and effort if you want to win, but if you just want to explore and see how well you do, it's certainly fun for that too. And I'm done. So, until next time, goodbye.